now watching We Talking Sports. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for joining us today on We Talking Sports. Be sure to hit that like button so we know you like the show. And you can follow us or message us on Twitter at We Talking Sports 2, TikTok, We Talking Sports 6, and Instagram, We_talking_sports. And of course, you can also follow us on Facebook. So, again, welcome back. We got a lot to talk about today. A very interesting week in sports, and we got somebody we haven't spoken with here in a while on the line. Okay, he's calling back in. We hearing from somebody we haven't spoken to in a while. So let's give a welcome back. Who we got on the line?
D-Jack.
Hello? You there?
Yeah, D-Jack. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, D-Jack?
You got it.
Okay. Just in time. I was just getting ready to dive into this week and what's going on. And it's like, I have to start with the fact that here we are on January 8th, and the Cavaliers have already won 22 games. They won 22 games all of last season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. These boys. These boys is definitely on to something. They holding on strong to that 6th spot right now. They more or less have everybody back healthy from the COVID protocol, which actually is, to me, can be an advantage for them as a team, because I really think everybody on the team has been through the protocol. I definitely know everybody that plays in the rotation has been through the protocol. And the reason I say that that's an advantage for them.
Hold on. I think we got that. I guess you're talking about. There you go.
Hey, who do we have there calling in? Hello? Anybody there? Hey, who do we have there?
Trey Love.
Trey Love. What's going on?
Just trying to call in and be a part of the show.
Hey, the show is glad that you were part of it. You know what I'm saying? That lets me know already it's going to be a better show today.
Appreciate the love.
Right. So, Trey Love, we was just talking about the Cavs. Just kicking off the show, talking about the Cavs. Just a quick recap. Last night we won our 22nd game. We only won 22 games all of last season. We holding on to that 6th spot in the playoff seeding right now, and things are definitely looking up.
They are. This is the best season that we had without LeBron since, I believe, 98. I believe 98, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So, excuse me, I actually enjoy watching. This team right here reminds me of the 04
Detroit Pistons. Yep, I said that too.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
They remind me of Atlanta. I think 16 on that year. They didn't have a lot of stars, but they just won. I think Atlanta won a lot of games that year too. But they're playing like that 90s, 80s style in terms of big lineup. Whereas, they went. Well, I think maybe about 5, 6 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, the league started going with positionless basketball.
Right. Golden State kind of ushered that in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how they can stack up with Golden State tomorrow. Because it'll be like, if the Cavs were to whip on them, you can see because everything, all sports leagues are copycat.
Well, so this is the thing though. I don't know if Draymond's out of COVID protocol yet. And I mean, again, don't get me wrong. They're still a good team with or without him. But I was actually making the point right before you called in that I think that the Cavs are in an advantageous position now because I think just about the whole team has been in COVID protocol already. But if nothing else, all of their regular starter and regular rotation guys have all had COVID already at some point this year. So what that means is they're not going to get it again. They're most likely not going to contract it again during this NBA season because, that can be really disruptive when all of a sudden, a guy's got to miss 3 or 4, 5 games,
Right.
Because, that really put the Cavs in a bit of a tailspin when we lost Ricky Rubio to injury and Darius Garland to COVID all in the same week. You know what I'm saying? Our 2 primary ball handlers were all of a sudden not available. But again, that's behind us now.
Yeah, they didn't look like the same team without an
But you know what?
Established guard.
So to piggyback off of what you were saying earlier, I do like the comparison to the 2000. That's one of those, I actually have sent this out into the world of Twitter a couple of times. The 2 teams that this Cavaliers teams remind me of, one is the 2004 Detroit Pistons. And the reason is because you have multiple people that can go for 20, 25 points on any given night. I mean, when I say multiple people, 5, maybe 4 or 5 people easily could go for 20, 25 points. So it's no person to just focus on shutting down. And the other team that they remind me of was the, what is that? The 2014 Oklahoma City Thunder when they went to the finals and they lost in the finals. But it was like, I go back to that team because they were so young, but so good. And it's like they didn't know they played fearless. You know what I'm saying? It's like they didn't understand that they shouldn't be this good at this young of an age. And that's what the Cavs remind me of, particularly their core nucleus of Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen. Yeah, Harden was coming off the bench then for OKC. He got plenty of minutes, but he was still coming off the bench. So yeah, I think they're just like, good run. So how'd you like Rajon Rondo's debut last night?
Well, I didn't see the whole game. I just saw highlights.
Okay, well let me tell you. Go ahead.
I seen where he knocked down a couple of threes.
He knocked down a couple of threes, but he missed a ton of threes. That's the shot they're going to give him. So, that's clearly something that he's going to have to work on in practice. He's not a great career three-point shooter, but he can make them. Just like Ricky Rubio's not a great career three-point shooter, but he can make some. And most importantly, you got to take them. You know what I'm saying? You got to take them. You can't just let the defense sag on you like that. But I thought it was I thought his debut was good. It's pretty much what I expected from Rondo, to pick up where Rubio left in terms of that veteran point guard that knows how to get everybody involved, that knows how to control the pace of the game, knows when to pick it up, knows when to slow it down. A smart defender. He's not the defender he used to be, but he's still a smart defender. And on top of that, he's going to bring that leadership. You know, Rondo has already hinted that at some point he wants to be a coach. So, you know what I'm saying?
I like that toughness. I like the toughness that he brings.
And that's another part of it too. And that's part of why it's like, again, of course I didn't want Rubio to get hurt, but Rondo's the perfect replacement because Rubio came, and Rubio is like a nice guy. Everybody loves Ricky. He one of those type dudes, and it helped bring the team together. And they're having some success, and they're building a winning culture. Now he gets hurt, and you bring in the guy who's has a very high basketball IQ also, like Ricky Rubio, but the difference is he got a little edge to him. He a little mean. And you're going to need that going into the playoffs. You're going to need somebody with a little bit of edge to him, a little bit of toughness to him to help this young team and be that coach on the floor. So I think he was the perfect acquisition or replacement for Rubio. I think the timing of it was actually good too. So yeah. You know, let's go. Let's go. Keep marching towards these playoffs.
Let me ask you this. This is getting off a little bit. When you look at Mobley, does he remind you of Tim Duncan in any way? A more
absolutely.
Tim Duncan?
That's absolutely. I agree with you again. That's another comparison that I make all the time. I think he is. He's a more athletic Tim Duncan. Because, and I'll tell you why I say that. Because like Tim Duncan, he can do everything. He can shoot. He can play with his back to the basket. He's a very good defender. And to be a rookie, that's almost unheard of. But he's a very good defender. And, you know, obviously he's going to get stronger. But just his timing and his instincts and his athleticism makes him a very good defender. He can pass the ball. I mean, what can he do? He's a more athletic Tim Duncan. He humble.
Right, humble. I think he's unassuming. He seems unflappable to me too.
He does. He does.
Like I remember when Big Ticket used to try to get up under Tim Duncan's skin and couldn't.
Right.
So he said, exactly. I just stopped.
I remember that too. There used to be that Minnesota San Antonio because Minnesota could never get past San Antonio.
Mm-hmm. He said, I just stopped talking to him because he never listened to me. I'm just wasting my voice. He just reminds me of that. And right now, it just seems like he's playing off of raw ability.
Right.
Wait till he really understands what he's doing.
Well, I kind of think he does understand. I think he's again one of those. That's to me one of the things with the players that a lot of the Cavs players to me are intelligent players. And even though Evan Mobley is a rookie and I'm sure he's got a ton to learn, he grew up in a basketball family. His dad's a coach. I think he has he plays, I think, with a high basketball IQ. And playing with a high basketball IQ obviously doesn't have anything to do with athleticism. It's about the way you approach the game and your feel for the game.
Right. You know what I like the most about him on the defensive end?
What's that?
Is when they use that pick and roll and they try to go get the guard on him. He can move his feet against the guard.
He can.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I have. You know what I like? I like the way he blocks shots and keep them in play. He'll take your ball right out the air. He'll take it out the air. He'll block it and keep it in play. I mean, yeah, it's like what's not to like with him? Hey, D-Jack, you want some of this? D-Jack.
Yeah.
You want some of this?
Yeah, I'm not as gushy as y'all, so I'm just gonna let y'all go ahead. I want him to beat Tim Duncan. We actually call him Tim Duncan. I mean, they are playing some good basketball, but again, I'm just gonna let them just get good before I'm ready to put them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Which I'm not saying that y'all saying that. I'm just still at the wait and see. But I'm impressed. I'm not saying that I'm not impressed, and I do think that the tall lineup really helps. I do think Mobley is good. Still don't like the Rondo move, but
Did you watch him last night?
I did not.
Okay,
But
so
I didn't watch Tyler or CJ either.
So let me say this. Watch what Rondo brings to the table on Sunday night when we play Golden State, because you know they moved that game to national TV.
What time is it?
8:00. Okay. 8:00 Sunday night, Cavs Golden State. Watch what Rondo brings to the table then, and then tell me that he wasn't a good replacement. So with this trade deadline approaching, any thoughts? Any needs for the Cavs? And after we hit this on the Cavs, we can go ahead and move on.
So I tell you what, I am interested in the Ben Simmons talk now. It seems like that all of the preseason, I'm not gonna play, I got COVID, I'm not getting a shot. It seems like now all of that stuff is coming down. Clay is about to come back. It looks like that now you about to really make those moves. And so I'm saying all that to say that now it looks like it's Ben Simmons' time. So, and although I have not been on the get Ben Simmons bandwagon, since we got Rondo, I do want him.
What would you give up for him?
Right. Anybody on the roster except for Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland. I think that's just about it. I probably wouldn't give up Kevin Love, because I actually like what Kevin Love is doing right now.
Kevin Love has been balling. He's leading.
You need some experience and everything like that. Go ahead. He leads what?
In the month of December, Kevin Love led the Eastern Conference in 3-point shooting. Not in percentage, just in 3-pointers made.
Yeah, so probably anybody from there. I wouldn't give up the coach. That's about it. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I want to give a lot of credit to him because I like him.
He deserves it. He deserves it. And when Rondo came here, that was one of the first things he said is like he immediately connected with JB and he likes what JB is doing. And again, like I mentioned earlier, Rondo I've seen in 2 different interviews where he's mentioned the fact that he want to get into coaching when he's done playing. So, you know what I'm saying? He's looking at this as an opportunity to lead a very young team. You know what I'm saying? When Rondo got drafted, Darius Garland was 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? And now they in the backcourt together at times. So just putting that in perspective in terms of the role of a leader and how these guys look up to Rondo. You know what I'm saying? So his role is very important with this team. Coach on the floor. So with that, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, D-Jack, but I will acknowledge that your Lakers have rolled off 5 in a row.
How they? It ain't even
beating up on bottom feeders. You know what I'm saying? Beating up on Sacramento, OKC. You know what I'm saying?
Has basketball season even started yet?
All right. You back on that then, huh? Okay.
Basketball season ain't even started yet, but okay.
Okay. Well, if you still think maybe that's the Lakers' problem, they think basketball season hasn't started yet, and the Golden State Warriors have already won 30 games. So, and we'll see if that problem comes back up to bite them. So, with that, let's go ahead and move right into it. Let's move right into it. Baker Mayfield versus Mary Kay Cabot. You know what I'm saying?
Baker Mayfield versus Mary Kay Cabot and the rest of the Cleveland media. So, I'm going to send my shots off first.
Go ahead.
And everybody and their mama knows how I feel.
You go second, Trey, and I'm going to go third.
Here's my thing. Okay, so I've been seeing Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, all this and all that. Look, if you could get Aaron Rodgers, if you could get Russell Wilson, then that is an upgrade at quarterback. Any other name is not an upgrade. Now, you can say Deshaun Watson. Do I think Deshaun Watson is better than Baker Mayfield? Yes. If they were being drafted right now, I would choose Deshaun Watson over Baker Mayfield. But Deshaun Watson has a lot on his head. And so it's like, okay, we already are a dumpster fire. Why bring a dumpster fire to a dumpster fire? Why not try to bring something that changed? So here's what I'm just going to say. Baker Mayfield is the number 1 overall pick. He is our quarterback. Did he play good at the end of this season? He did. I believe he got injured game 3. I believe they started off 3-1. And I believe he got injured. But now we are so ready to get rid of Baker, with absolutely nothing on the horizon, but we might get Russell Wilson, or we might, because if you get Marcus Mariota, Mitch Trubisky, Derek Carr, you already got him in Baker Mayfield. You got a better quarterback than all of them. So it's like, if you look at after Baker Mayfield's rookie year, he was the man. After Baker Mayfield's second year, we shouldn't sign him to an extension. After his third year, he's the man. Now this is his 4th year, we should. No. What you have to do as the Cleveland Browns organization is you have to keep the same coach, you have to keep the same quarterback, and you have to build a team. You have to build an identity. Now, if you keep the same coach, you keep the same quarterback, you keep all of these dudes, and you build something, then you can go out and get you a coach that's an offensive coordinator, and he ends up going to the AFC Championship game. Or then you can get a quarterback, and all of a sudden you just that. But right now, if you keep switching, because first off, new quarterback means new players, new coaches, new this, that, and third. You can say, no, it don't. We can point to such and such. This. We can say all that, which is what everybody's saying. But at the end of the day, point to Cleveland. Every time we've got a new quarterback, every time we got a new coach, we've got a new team. And so right now, we are in the AFC North. We're the worst in the AFC North again. And we've let the Bengals jump from us. But guess what? Now we about to be neck and neck with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh about to start a new quarterback. Now, if we about to let Pittsburgh do it again, is Pittsburgh's quarterback going to be doing what Joe Burrow is doing right now? And we sitting back saying, we got to get rid of quarterback X? Because that's what we've been doing. And if we realize that, we have to build a team and then worry about contending. Cincinnati aren't do it forever. And then they could get a new coach, and then they can get a new quarterback, and now they can be good. We can't do what Cincinnati did. We switch every 2 years. So I am Team Baker Mayfield.
Trey Love.
Well, I see where Dion's coming from.
Hey, is somebody working on their car or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. No, it was a lot of background noise.
Oh, okay. I see where Dion's coming from. But I'm going to just say this. The Browns did not make the playoffs because Baker Mayfield played stank. I can't tell you how many games that the defense gave the ball and with position to score, and Mayfield threw an interception. I'm kind of in my head, man, at least 4 or 5 games that we should have won. And we lost because of Baker Mayfield. Now, is it because he's hurt? Is it because the offensive lineman was down? All I know is that our defense showed up, started playing well. And when the defense jailed and started playing well, Baker Mayfield played worse. Now, I'm going to put a little bit on Stefanski, which I don't think Baker should even be playing because he didn't. I mean, what's the guy they got from San Francisco? We should have won that game. I don't know why the coaching, why we couldn't get it. 10 yards, the game's over. I don't know, man. dude, I don't know. It just seems like Baker has alienated himself. Got our best receiver. You can see that it wasn't OBJ because what he has like 6 or 7 touchdowns with Los Angeles since he left. Something like that, right?
Yeah. I think he got 6.
I thought it was 4. Okay.
I got it's either 5 or 6, one of those two, 5 or 6.
Well, anyway, you can see that it wasn't him, and everybody just want to keep giving Baker the chance when he had chance after chance after chance. Now I do believe that since he's been here, he's like 2-8 with the chance with the ball, and in the fourth quarter to take a lead, he's 2-8. That's 20%. 20%.
25%.
That's no count. Huh? Yeah.
25% of who count.
25%. Okay. Okay.
Oh, math
but
major.
anyway, he yeah. No, that's no. 2 out of 10 is 20%, bro. 2 out of 10 is 20. No, he's 2. He's 2-8.
We get the point. We catch the drift. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Let's not focus on the man.
Well, anyway, no, but I had to get it right. Well, anyway, he's had 10 chances to win a game, and he's only did it twice. So, and he didn't do it any this year. So I don't know. Am I willing to give him another chance? I don't know. It depends on the locker room, and everything I keep hearing is he's lost it.
Right.
Lost that locker room. Can he get it back? I don't know. But if I can get a better quarterback, and there's one quarterback that I disagree with you, Dion. You said that he's not better. Derek Carr is better.
Oh my God.
Dog, he's put up better numbers. You can put their numbers together. You can, oh my God, yourself, but put the numbers together. His numbers are way better. They are. He threw for 4,000 yards a few times. I don't think Baker's thrown for 4,000 yards yet.
Right.
So you had to see it.
Well, to get my thoughts on Baker, let me first take a half a step back and to explain to the listeners, what Baker said or what Mary Kay said, and what created this Mary Kay versus Baker scenario. So Mary Kay wrote an article in Cleveland, out in Cleveland.com, Plain Dealer, basically saying that there's a rift between Baker and Coach Stefanski, and Baker's unhappy with not only the play calling, some of the design of the plays. He wants to get back to doing more of the RPOs and play action stuff, and unless they can, compromise or get to a spot that he's comfortable on that, he may request a trade. So, and that was a story that was, published by Mary Kay Cabot. And, it got some traction nationally because, again, that's Mary Kay Cabot. Baker sent out a tweet capturing her quotes and saying, and basically called it a clickbait. He's like, and he called out all of the local media, saying basically the local media has a habit of writing stories without any sources or credible information. He ended it with a quote saying, don't put words in my mouth to put food on your plate. I'm not your puppet. So with that, it caught a lot of backlash locally, of course, from the local media, but it also made national headlines. And so having said all of that, there were a lot of opinions on that. And I'm going to play a clip for you from Josina Anderson on the Pick Six podcast. Get the cutoff point.
Yeah.
So that was Josina Anderson. She was on the Pick Six podcast. We like to have Josina as a guest on We Talking Sports, but we have not made those arrangements yet. Um, so that's her take on it. And let me just say this first about Josina Anderson. Anyone that follows the NFL understands her place as a reporter, and that she is very close with a lot of NFL players. She's welcomed in a lot of NFL locker rooms because they tend to trust her, and a lot of her stories have credibility, and she doesn't have to give her sources up because everyone knows she's really close with the players, not necessarily with the executives, not necessarily with the team owner. That's not her. That's not her space. Her space is getting information from the actual players. So, so with that, I want to pull apart a couple of things about Baker Mayfield before I even touch base with his play on the field. Baker Mayfield has fought with the fans. He's fought with his teammates. He's fought with the coaches. And now he's fighting with the reporters. And he did all of this in one NFL season. Okay? The guy is very thin-skinned and doesn't seem to have the maturity level to lead an NFL franchise. Having said that, there's some arm talent there, but there's a lot else that's missing in the big picture. And what I would like to see, I agree with you, Trey Love. I would take on Deshaun Watson in a heartbeat. And you know, all of the trade rumors, the Aaron Rodgers stuff, the Russell Wilson stuff, I don't necessarily think we're in play for that. But I do think the Browns are in play for Deshaun Watson, and I'll tell you why. The Houston Texans are one of the few organizations where not only would they accept Baker, they could spend that on their fan base, and they would sell a bunch of jerseys bringing Baker back home to Texas. And I'm sure they could have their OC and their quarterback guru coach talk about how they can work with his footwork and turn him into an all-pro and sell that to their fan base. So I do think it's a reasonable offer of a quarterback, obviously along with draft picks. And one thing, we got a lot of background.
So
if somebody can mute themselves, we got a lot of background. Hang on, let me finish. One thing that I disagree with D-Jack about, and just in terms of his approach and his philosophy in finding a quarterback.
Trey, mute your mic.
I'm going to go back to what Mike Holmgren said that I agree with during his tenure here as the Browns president. Not that it was successful, but sometimes people say things that make sense. You know what I'm saying? And when he said the quarterback is the one position to where you got to swap that guy out until you find the right guy. And I believe that too. And just because we spent a number one overall pick on Baker Mayfield, it doesn't mean we have to stay married to him. If it's not working, if you don't see a bright future, let's cut our losses. Let's head in another direction. Let's do it smartly. Let's do it in a smart manner. You know what I'm saying? Don't just dog him out and bench him and all of this and that. Let's try and trade him while he still does have some trade value. But it's time to go in another direction. And plenty of franchises have done it. You know, look at Jameis Winston. He was number one pick. Marcus Mariota, he was number two pick. All of that means nothing. At the end of the day, it's about winning games and running a franchise. And in my estimation, Baker has failed on both of those accounts. And with that, I open it back up to you guys. And one more thing, just one more thing I want to say. If you think Baker hasn't lost that locker room, let me ask you this. When's the last time you heard anything from Jarvis Landry? One of the leaders on this team. Yet he's chosen to silence himself. He's muted himself because he's not going to say anything to hurt himself, but his silence speaks volumes.
So this is the reason why I have two teams. Because the Browns are such a terribly run organization from fans all the way up to owner that it's crazy. So let's look at Dallas. While everybody last year was talking about, Dak is not, they about to pay Dak $40 million. While everybody's talking about, they should fire Mike McCarthy. While everybody's talking about all that, they kept the boat rolling, and now they're one of the best teams. But you know why they're one of the best teams? They're one of the best teams because they hired Jason Garrett, and they got Tony Romo. Tony Romo wasn't a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Jason Garrett wasn't a Super Bowl winning coach. But what he did, because if you remember before that, they had a lot of Bill Parcells. They had Chan Gailey.
No, we don't want to talk about Dallas. We don't want to talk about Dallas.
I know we don't.
And then, before you call them one of the best teams. I gave you the
floor, dog. Can I finish talking? I gave you the floor, dog. Can I finish talking? And they went through all of that turmoil. And then they said, wait a minute. We just about to just build our organization and then make it right. And when they built their organization, they got their organization to a point where they could hire a Super Bowl winning coach, draft a quarterback, and be good. And so the thing,
get out the first round.
Okay, but my only point that I'm trying to make is that in order for you to build a good team, you have to stay. So right now, let's say I'm gonna pick a player, JOK. Okay, so we hope that JOK can develop into a great talent. We hope that JOK could be a cornerstone of our franchise. But if you switch quarterback, you're going to switch coaches. And if you switch coaches,
why do you say if you switch quarterbacks, you're going to switch coaches? That's the total opposite. Coaches want a quarterback that's their guy. Stefanski came in and Baker wasn't his guy. He didn't acquire Baker.
That's why I got two teams, bro. I'm done. That's why I got two teams.
So let me ask you this. Again, I'm still going off of some of the stuff that Josina talked about. Okay, why do you think the coaches? Did you hear the part where she said the coaches weren't really going in on Baker early in the season when he was underperforming?
I heard her say that.
Why do you think they were? It sounds like she was implying that they were coddling him.
Kevin Stefanski has only been an NFL head coach for 2 years. He is going to make a lot of mistakes because that's what comes with being an NFL coach. You have to be a coach for a while to understand what you're doing. You have to get film on other teams and on yourself to self-evaluate. If you think that a new quarterback and a new coach was going to hit it off with no foundation, the Cincinnati Bengals. Can I talk about this? I can't talk about Dallas. Can I talk about Cincinnati?
Go ahead.
Okay, so Cincinnati has built a foundation. So they bought in a offensive coordinator, whoever the hell their coach was beforehand, and they bought in a quarterback. But everybody wasn't learning at the same time. They already had a foundation. They already had Marvin Lewis's blueprint for 8, 9, however long Marvin Lewis was there. So the change was kind of seamless. We were sorry for a couple of years. Now we ready to ball. We could never get to that point.
We got a lot of background noise.
That's Tracy. Because once we get to that
mute
point,
yourself.
Because once we get to that point, we always tear it down. So it sounds like that I am a Browns hater, a Cleveland hater. No, I'm not. I'm not. But the only thing I'm saying is that over all of these years, it amazes me that somebody can have a intelligent conversation about how we can switch. But like right now, and I said this the last time. But right now, after we switch this quarterback, because it looks inevitable. Once we switch this quarterback, do you realize that we're going to be having this conversation again? And I guarantee we will. I guarantee that we will,
but because
we always do.
This is the flaw in that way of thinking to me. It's like you're holding this regime prisoner for what the past regime did, for what that past regime did, for what that previous ownership did, and it's just like these are different people. You can't hold different regimes. You got to give these guys a shot. You know what I'm saying? If you can't hold them prisoner for what a previous regime did in terms of maybe making bad decisions or not taking the right approach, you got to give them a clean slate.
No, I'm not saying no. That's what you're not doing. I'm saying
that's what I'm not doing.
I'm saying keep the same thing for a long time. Keep the same thing for a while. If it don't work, guess what? It's gonna get better next year.
Is 4 years a while? What do you say? If it don't work, it'll get better next year.
Hold on. Let me ask you this: if Freddie Kitchens was the third-year coach of this football team, will Odell Beckham be on this squad getting targets, or would he be in LA? If Freddie Kitchens was the coach of this team in year 3, now we laughed at Freddie, we but dude inherited Freddie Kitchens' team and took him to 11-5. When he had his own team second year, now he's doing that. So if Freddie Kitchens was in year 3, would we be in last place in the AFC North right now? I believe no.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have any reason to believe we wouldn't, to be honest with you, though. We still had the same quarterback.
Here's the only thing I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's just like, not you trying to spin it and put it on Stefanski. When at the end of the day, the problem is the guy that wears number 6. That's the problem.
Okay, but the only thing I'm saying is that it's not like I like Kevin Stefanski. It's not like I don't like him. I don't think Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. I don't. But he needs to be the coach. He needs to be the dude for the longest time, for at least 5 years.
That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. If you can say you don't think he's a good coach, but we should. How can you say you don't think he's a good coach, but we should keep him as a coach for 5 or 6 years? How can you say both? How can you make both of those statements?
Okay, let me tell you why. I don't think Jason Garrett is a good coach, but I do think Jason Garrett got the Cowboys built to the precipice to while they're now a good team. So what I'm saying is you don't have to go out and get the greatest coach. The Browns' problem is the Browns are not one quarterback or one coach away from being good. The Browns are a built-in organization away from being good. So if we keep switching the coach, if we keep switching the quarterback, we never build the organization and we never get good because we're not. The reason why we're not good is not because we don't have a good quarterback.
Let me give you some examples. We don't have
a foundation. So my point with JOK is, let me just finish. So my point with JOK is, JOK could end up being a great player. But if you keep going to quarterback roulette and coach roulette, now I know y'all, these words that I'm saying is deaf on y'all ears because y'all thinking, Dion, what are you talking about? You're crazy. We're not getting ready to trade the coach. I know. I feel that's what y'all feel. But you are getting ready to trade the coach. Because after next year, when your quarterback is, who y'all say, Derek Carr, all pro Derek Carr. So let's say him.
No, I said Deshaun Watson. I said Deshaun Watson.
Okay. Man, I pray to God Deshaun Watson comes here. I pray to God because there is absolutely no way that Deshaun Watson, number one, is going to come here. And number two, you think that Baker Mayfield is bringing drama now, but you're going to bring in a dude with 22 sexual assault cases.
You win some games, you can bring all the drama you want.
Not 15.
Right.
22
If
assault
you win
cases.
some games, you could be a fugitive Monday through Saturday. As long as you can show up at the game Sunday and win it, you can go right back on the run. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Win some football games. That's where we at with it.
When the jersey's off, we don't care.
That's right. That's right. We ain't even all in your business. You know what I'm saying? You know, your business is on Sunday at 1. Win them games. And occasionally on Thursday night and occasionally on Sunday night and hopefully a Monday night. Win us some games.
So my thing is, it's not why not build the team? So if you look at the Cleveland Browns used to build the team. The Cleveland Browns used to stay steady and do that. And they had some turmoil, and they moved to Baltimore, and they kept to keep the same coach. They kept the same, and they won 2 Super Bowls. That is our team. These people that's in the headquarters in Berea to pay at First Energy Stadium, that is an expansion team that has never got out of their own way. They never have. And guess what? You're doing the same thing again. You got a first-round draft pick that can play.
So look.
You have a first-round draft pick that took you to the playoffs.
So let me ask you this.
You got a first-round draft pick that got hurt in Game 3 and took you to 3-1. And now, because of a bad season, everybody has a bad season. You are like, throw him away. Throw him away. Okay. Well, you know something? Be careful.
No, I'm saying move on. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying move on just to move on. I'm saying an upgrade is desperately needed. That's what I'm saying. An upgrade is desperately needed if we have aspirations of winning a Super Bowl. Now, if we just want to be a 500 team, we could probably keep rolling with just like you saying, and we could hover around 500. Maybe one year we win a game we shouldn't win, and be over 500, and the next year we don't. We could stay on that seesaw of 500 under 500, 500 under 500. Make the playoffs is a wild card. Don't make the playoffs. We could pedal in mediocrity. We could do that if that's what you're looking for. That's not what I'm looking for.
Let me ask this: if Baker gets the surgery and his play picks up, what then?
I don't even think it was about the surgery, to be honest with you, though. To me, that's just another Baker excuse. That's just another Baker excuse. How many coaches we gonna fire? How many players we gonna trade? I mean, come on. When do the excuses end? Does it when his shoulder hurt?
Okay,
when his shoulder hurt, he can't see. He can't see because his shoulders hurt. You can't see Odell running right down the seam because your shoulder hurt.
No, what I'm saying is, you can tell some of the balls that sailed on him. I don't know. Something was wrong with him. Something was wrong with him. I'm talking
Baker
about.
Been sailing balls since he been here. He doesn't see the field well. I mean, is it mechanics?
Did he see the field well? Wait, did he see the field well when he beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh in the playoffs? And
he didn't beat Pittsburgh. The Browns beat Pittsburgh. He didn't beat Pittsburgh. The Browns beat Pittsburgh.
Wow. And the Browns is the one that almost beat Kansas City, not Baker. Because at the beginning of the season, I could have swore that
almost beat. Almost beat. What game was that? I don't remember almost beat games. I usually remember wins, and what was the almost beat game?
Oh my God! So you wasn't. Oh my God! So you wasn't saying at the beginning of the season we almost beat Kansas City last year. We was this close to the Super Bowl. You wasn't saying that last year. Like that amazes me that Brown fans don't remember what y'all was just saying.
You mean that close to the AFC Championship game?
Again, why y'all say Browns fans? Aren't you a Browns fan?
I am.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah, he's
not. You always talk about
he is
Browns
not a Browns
fans
fan.
Like you're not one of them.
Y'all embarrass me. Y'all embarrass
what?
me.
We embarrass you?
That's what I'm saying. We embarrass you. So I ain't got a trip.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. In this, I will make it fully explainable so you can understand. At the beginning of the season, I made this statement. I said, The reason why I don't like it is because I'm from Cleveland too. So this is when y'all thought y'all were Super Bowl, Super Browns at the beginning of the season. And so I said,
See
why
how he
don't
say
y'all
y'all, but he say he a Browns fan, but he
Right.
say y'all. You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
because I am a Browns fan, but I wasn't saying Super Bowl, Super Browns. So I said specifically to Tracy, I said, Trey Love, if the Browns are 3-5 by game 8, y'all gonna want to tear the thing up. And you said, are you out your damn mind? Ain't no way we about to be 5-8. Man, we about to be this, that, and the third. And I said, the reason why I say that is because when y'all with all this bravado talk about Super Bowl, Super Browns, and then you end up in the last place in the AFC North like you are now, I'm embarrassed too. Even though I didn't write the check. Y'all wrote the check. Y'all were the Super Bowl, Super Browns. And so now I'm embarrassed because I live in Cleveland too. People see my Facebook status, they say Cleveland also. So I'm embarrassed too. When y'all write these checks, when y'all write this check, let's get rid of Baker Mayfield. We're going to get a new replacement. And then your replacement ends up being Mitch Trubisky, and you end up being, in the beginning of the season, the media going to have y'all saying, oh, yeah, all Mitch Trubisky needed was a new thing. He's friends with all his teammates. Him and such and such go to play basketball together. And y'all going to sell all this story, and y'all going to be like Super Bowl, Super Browns. And then by game 10, y'all going to be like, man, let's get rid of the what's your name. And then I'm going to be embarrassed. Even though I didn't write the check. I didn't.
Hold on. Why are you going to be embarrassed when it was the Browns fans? You have never claimed the Browns. All you're going to say is, I didn't say it, they said it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it, they said it.
Right, because you definitely
maybe
speak on the outside. You be like y'all and them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You speak from the outside.
Yes, because see, right now, y'all are saying, I like the Browns, but I don't think we should switch quarterbacks. Y'all are saying switch quarterbacks. So when switch quarterbacks blow up in y'all's face, it's going to blow up in my face too, because I like the team too. So that's what I'm saying. I like the team too.
Right. Yeah, it's not my face too, it's our face, right? You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm an English major or anything, you know, I'm just saying, you know.
Well,
it's just either you part of the group or you ain't, you know.
I'm sure what I said was very clear. I'm sure nobody has any problems. I've said it for a while. I'm sure what I said was very clear. Right now, we are saying, we, even though I'm not part of it, because I am one of y'all, we are saying get rid of the quarterback. I am one of the
That's
ones
better though. That's better.
That's not quarterback. So when you get rid of the quarterback and you start next season saying, oh, Pittsburgh ain't shit, and then Pittsburgh beat you twice like you did last year when y'all were saying Pittsburgh ain't shit and they beat you twice, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Hey, you know, hey, if one thing the Browns gonna do is they're gonna make you eat some humble pie. But speaking of humble pie, and maybe this is maybe what he needs some of. What's up with Antonio Brown, man?
That dude is a fool. You know, so I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody wants to then actually have mental issues, but that dude is, at the end of the day, okay, you could tell me whatever you want to tell me about Bruce Arians. And do I believe that Bruce Arians is telling the truth? He probably spinning it his way. I probably do. But at the end of the day, dude, what you did is walk off on your team. If you had an issue, you could have sat there. You could have went away. You took your jersey off, took your shirt off in New York City and ran off and said the F with the rest of your team. There's no excuse. Regardless of what happened, there's no excuse for you to take it there. No excuse.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. He just like attention. You are
a narcissist. That's what you are. You are a narcissist.
Yeah, right. It's all about him.
All these people that actually have mental issues, and you're trying to, no, you don't have mental issues. You are a narcissist.
I mean, there could be some CTE. There could be some other mental health issues. It's like, but it's like at the end of the day, if he doesn't acknowledge that there's an issue, no one can do anything for him. You know, and if it really is an issue, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, because again, I don't know him personally. I just know that everything, like, when you look at the game of football has been good to Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? He's made a lot of money through the game of football, and it's just like, you don't have to piss on the game on your way out the door. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to out players. You don't have to try and out coaches or the system or the things that go on behind the scenes in the NFL as you're winding it down, because the game been good to you. So be good to it and leave with some sort of class, some resemblance of class. Don't just show your ass every opportunity you get. You at the game with 80,000 people, so you want to take your jersey and your shoulder pads off and run around with your shirt off and make a spectacle of yourself. Then you want to get out and you want to release rap videos and do interviews on different podcasts. Does he think you can win that? You gonna go at Tom Brady?
Right.
The only reason you in the NFL and on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is because of Tom Brady. And you gonna flip it and you want to go with, you gonna try and attack him? It's like, come on, man.
He got cut by the Raiders, didn't he?
Yeah, he got cut by the Raiders. He got cut by New England. Nobody else even wanted to deal with him. Like I said, not only was you dealing with Tom Brady, you won a ring because of him. And it's just like,
you won a ring. You won a ring.
Right, because of Tom Brady. Tom Brady been the one vouching for you all of this time. And now you want to try and attack him? It's just like, oh, man, I'm just...
How many years he been in the league?
Antonio? Yeah. Too many. Yeah, he might have seat to eat, though, for real. He might have seat to eat because he's been in the league for a long time.
He might have CBE, and everybody can remember the Vontaze Burfict hit.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of dudes in the league that got hit by somebody in this, that, and third, but they ain't walk out and take their jersey off.
Right. It's just like, how many chances do anyone get? You know what I'm saying?
Like right now, the entire country knows that you sexually assaulted people, that you cheated people, the entire country knows that. So
allegedly.
So Kurt is on
allegedly,
the country.
Right.
Oh yeah, this is the same dude. No. So to me, I hate the story because the dude is talented, but at the end of the day,
he's uber talented. He's uber talented. I mean, if you think about it, he might be the coldest receiver since Randy Moss.
I wouldn't say all that.
Okay, give me somebody since Randy Moss who you would put over him. And again,
Calvin Johnson was balling at one point. Megatron was balling out at one point.
Well, I mean, but that's a good point though. If he's not that, he's up there. Your point is that he's on that level, and you are exactly right. He is on that level.
Mm-hmm.
You look at his numbers.
He Hall of Fame. He Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
First ballot.
Well, when you shit on Belichick
with a Super Bowl.
Hall of Fame?
Mm-hmm. Say that again.
When you shit on Belichick and Brady, there's no way he's gonna be first ballot.
Yeah, he may not be first ballot, just like T.O. wasn't first ballot. He may not be first ballot because he's burning so many bridges. And on top of that, don't forget he fell out with Robert Kraft and tried to front on him and everything about his situation. So, yeah, he may not be first ballot.
I don't think he's getting in.
You don't even think he's getting in?
I don't think he's getting in now. And I'm just saying just because of the issues. I think his play on the field gets him in. I think he is the perfect example of your play off the field does not get you in. To me, if you throw teammates under the bus, I don't got nothing to do with it.
He's done a lot of. I mean, remember what he did in the locker room when Tomlin was giving that speech? He's done a lot of clown stuff. But to be honest with you, his numbers is so strong, and I don't know if you've ever looked at his numbers in terms of where he ranks. It would be, they can't keep him out. I ain't saying he may not be a first ballot, but they can't keep him out because you figure like this: the media didn't like T.O. either, but because T.O. should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, for sure.
But they made him wait a year just to let him know, okay, we ain't forgot all the stuff you did. They may make Antonio Brown wait 2 years or, you know what I'm saying, 1 year or 2 years. Who knows? But they ain't going to be able to keep him out because his numbers are just too strong.
But you tripping when T.O. say you tripping.
Right.
I keep him out. think there's any way he goes into the Hall of Fame.
What you think, Trey Love?
He's won the Hall of Fame. His numbers.
You think they're gonna vote him?
His numbers was too good for too long for him not to.
Yeah. He should be first ballot, but because he's a jerk, he's not going to be first ballot. But they ain't going to be able to keep him out.
Yeah, he had some good numbers for a long time. Like, how many times did he have over 100 catches?
Right.
A lot.
And leading the league,
10 to 12
leading the league in yardage and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, he did that a few times. So.
Right.
But he's a bona fide knucklehead, though. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. So, hey, one more thing about this Baker situation. I don't think the Browns trade or let him go until they find something else.
Oh no, I agree 100%. I agree 100% with that. Huh?
So we're just gonna let him hold us hostage because that's what.
Well, no, he's not. I don't feel like he's holding us hostage. I feel like it's the other way. I feel like we're holding him hostage because if we can get him traded anywhere for something better, and again, like I keep saying, Houston is the place that makes sense. But if we can get him traded and we can upgrade our position, then yeah, you do it. Yeah, you do it.
Yeah, so I think I do believe that those like that were because of that shoulder. I do, because the more he played, the more he kept getting hit, the worse he got. So that's just the way I see it.
Okay,
that's the way I see it. I didn't like the fact how we drove a quality receiver out of town and how that quality receiver is clicking with another team.
They're doing it to our coach now. They're doing it to our head coach. It's the Baker shuffle. You know what I'm saying? It's like a hot potato. Mm-hmm. Who's the problem? He keep passing it around. You know what I'm saying? You hold it. Now you hold it. In a minute, it's going to come right back to the offensive line again. Remember when it was the offensive line and we had to go out and get 2 new tackles?
It is,
well, you know.
It's a hot potato, and Baker keep passing it to everybody else. Now you're giving it to Coach Stefanski. You know what I'm saying? You hold it.
I was about to say, you know what? But y'all say we got the best offensive line in football. They gave up 9 sacks. I don't know how the best offensive line can give up 9 sacks, but when we got the best offensive
when your quarterback holding on to the ball for 10 seconds, that's how. You know what I'm saying? How long can you block back? How long can you block back? How long can you block? Yeah, we know we got a rookie in single against J.J. Watt, but you were supposed to hit this quick slant right here. I mean, it's just like, come on.
Listen, there's a picture out there where they're showing the Browns it's from all 22, right? All the receivers out in the route was wide open.
Exactly.
And at the end of the thing, it said Baker got sacked on.
Yeah.
What do you think Odell's dad was photoshopping that stuff? Huh? Where do you think he got that footage from? If you look at the OBR, and again, I'm giving OBJ's dad the credit because his stuff is the stuff that went viral. The OBR report was putting that stuff out on Twitter every week. The Monday after the game, you'll see a report with video clips of breaking down plays and showing how people were open.
Did they have any? Was they doing that last season when y'all was 11? When they was 11-5?
I wasn't on Twitter last season. I don't know.
Somebody brought up last season.
I don't know what difference it would make, but yeah, I wasn't on Twitter last year, so I don't know.
So he just got bad eyesight in one offseason, or he was missing dudes last year too.
Well, he would miss some throws last year, but I mean, there's a logical explanation for it. When you introduce a new offense, teams don't have footage on you. And I told you this actually. If you think about this, D-Jack, and if you keep it 100, I told you this before last year's season start. Because and again, this is just the way it works. When you look at a new offense, meaning you get a new offensive coordinator or a new head coach, you have kind of a mulligan for a year to where defenses don't have footage on what you're doing. They don't have film. They don't know what your schemes are. They don't know who your primary and your secondary receivers are in a certain formation. But when you give them a year's worth of game film, they figure all of that out. This is the NFL. It's people that get paid to do this for a living. So when they figure all of that out with this formation, this is what you're trying to do. This is who your secondary is. Now what you going to do? You got to play football. You got to find the open man. And that's where number 6 came up short.
I know he held the ball a lot.
He doesn't process fast enough.
A lot of times, like, people be, like, wide open and he double pump. And it was like, why did he double pump?
Because he was unsure.
Like the interception that he threw against the Steelers. He throws the ball, and he throws the ball, and is intercepted on the sideline. But right about 5 yards away was
David
Njoku uncovered.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, what are you?
Let him catch it in stride and turn up the field, and you're gonna get the same yardage.
I just want to know how can you not see this dude wide open? I don't understand it.
Well, I think it's a combination of I think he panics in the heat of the moment. I think he panics because the other thing too is like when he starts to run, he doesn't run and keep his eyes open downfield for guys trying to get open. He's all about, I'm a running back now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm running the ball. It's just, look, man, some people just ain't got it in that respect. Some people don't have it in that respect. And it's just like,
I mean, but could it just be could he just had a bad year because he got injured and it got worse? And sometimes,
it
man,
could be. It could be.
Because have you ever had a day when you just got the quicksand? It just started out and then it just got worse. Well, his was like that for a
season. Okay. Like so let me take what you just said. Let me take what you just said and let me give you a different perspective to look at that. So if you know that you're hurt and you know that you're hurting the team, but you won't take yourself out, what does that say about you as a leader, let alone as a person?
I mean, it's two sides of the sword. If you take yourself out, then you're abandoning your team.
No, you're not. You hurt. You hurt. Everybody knew he was hurt. Everybody knew he was hurt, and everybody knew he was underperforming. So if you're trying to tell me that the reason that you're underperforming is because you're hurt, that's why they have backups. These ain't 22-man rosters. They're 53-man rosters. So you have backups. Right. And I'm just saying, if that's truly the case, if you were truly underperforming because you were hurt, why would you sacrifice your team like that?
Well, I know he sucked this year. He's terrible.
That's what I'm just saying. I don't have any more excuses for the guy, man. I have no more excuses.
I'm just saying I'm not 100% totally against it because I do believe he's the only quarterback that's taken us to the playoffs since '94.
Hey, the Texans, not the Texans, but Tennessee felt that same way too, and then they drafted Marcus Mariota, and he was clowning on them, and they replaced him with Ryan Tannehill. Look at him now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like you have to. You can't just be.
Well, we got to get somebody like a Ryan Tannehill.
So it's just like this is what I think about those Cleveland fans, Dion. Is they've been down for so long, and the quarterback play has been bad for so long that they're willing to accept mediocrity because it's better than bad. I'd rather be mediocre rather than just bad. And so it's just like, I don't want to leave this spot again of mediocrity because I don't want to be bad again. How about if we strive for greatness and we work to we look to get better? And if what we're doing now is just, it's not good enough.
You don't get great in one off season. You get great by building a team. You get great 3-4 years down the line. You have to be bad in order to be good. The team is.
Oh well, we paid our dues as far as being bad. We put in two decades worth of being bad. We've paid those dues. Those dues are paid. In fact, they probably owe us a refund on that.
I just think it could be just a bad year. Just push the reset button.
My thing is
the reset button.
You have Chubb, you have Denzel, you have Miles Garrett. You have three awesome players. You have three awesome players. You don't want to waste their careers or have them going somewhere else because you are playing quarterback roulette. Keep your
or
quarterback.
because your quarterback sucks. But
he
hey,
didn't suck last year.
bros,
That's what I'm saying.
bros.
Like,
Go ahead. Wrap it up, DJ. Wrap it up.
You saw the dude's shoulder. You saw in Arizona what that dude's shoulder did.
And that's what I'm saying. The more he played, the more he got hit, the worse he got. So I'm willing to give the dude what's it called in
a mulligan.
A mulligan, yeah. That's exactly the word I was thinking of.
Okay. Well, hey, look.
I'm willing to give him a mulligan.
This topic is not going anywhere. We got the whole offseason because in my mind, the offseason already started, even though we got a game tomorrow. But look, we'll pick this up next week along with whatever else is going on in sports, those Cavs. We'll keep up with them and see what they're doing. And we'll do it again next Saturday, 1 p.m.
All right, good show. Nice to be back with y'all.
Absolutely. Great to have you back. We talking sports.
All right.
Rue.
Rue.
Rue.